We are just 21 days away from Donald Trump being inaugurated into the presidency. He will be the next president of the United States, and this has many other countries worried about what is coming. We've heard about tariffs on China and tariffs on Canada and Mexico. We've heard that Donald Trump said on day one of him being in office, he will end the war between Russia and Ukraine. Donald Trump said he's the only person that is somewhat friendly with the leaders of Russia and North Korea. Well, yeah, this is making a lot of people very skeptical. What's going to happen? Well, what we do know at this time is that China is directing the largest military buildup since the 1930s Nazi Germany. This is according to experts that were reading the Pentagon report. Now, what I can tell you is that what China has been doing over the past several years is what many people have been worried about and have been warning that this is coming, which means it could potentially be disaster for us here in the United States. I'll explain why in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So according to new reports, the United States feels threatened. And we feel threatened because of what China is doing, what Russia and North Korea are doing together. Russia is trying to invade into Ukraine. North Korea is assisting by sending thousands and thousands of troops to Russia to learn, fight, get equipped with equipment, and then go to the battlefield. Well, here's what I can tell you. Right now, we have a crisis. Look at this. It says China is conducting the largest military buildup seen since that of Nazi Germany during the 1930s, according to one expert. After Department of Defense report detailed Beijing's operations, including bolstering weapons and psychological warfare. It says in a piece for The Federalist, Chuck DeVore, Chief National Initiatives Officer at the Texas Public Policy Foundation, referenced the Pentagon's annual report to Congress and warned that the United States has spent $5.4 trillion on its war on terror and futile nation building while the Chinese threat has grown. He urged that Congress get on board with the incoming Trump administration to reallocate resources within the Pentagon to better prioritize naval strength, nuclear deterrence, missile defense, and logistics. Okay. Now, are we going to do that? Well, here's the issue. We have a funding problem. We need to spend more money on defense. But here's the other issue. The Department of Government Efficiency is only looking at, they're looking at everything. But based off of the reports, we're not seeing them really target our military budget. Because we have been told for several years the military budget is bloated. There's so much stuff in it that nobody knows what they're voting on. We keep on sending additional billions and billions of dollars every single year. But when you look at how these military contractors are spending their money, they're pretty much wasting it at the end of the year just so that Congress knows that they didn't have anything left over. They need more the following year, which Congress always gives them. Well, here's what I can tell you. We are now looking at more ways to bring in additional recruits. Not just build, better equipment and nuclear deterrence and all this, logistics and all this other stuff. We're now starting to look at our soldiers and our troops. Look at this. It says America isn't ready for another war because it doesn't have the troops. It says the U.S. military has a recruiting crisis. Okay, here's what I can tell you. We've had a recruiting crisis for many years. Nobody wanted to join the military. And why would we? Why would we join a military where we don't know where we're going to be set? We don't know what the reasoning behind some of these wars that we've been to. Why did we even go? We weren't being told the truth. But now we're starting to give U.S. troops a little bit more money. They're starting to get raises. That's good. But we need to improve benefits, right? Get more people there. And on top of that, and this is a big one, and this is based off of what we've been hearing. Look at this. It says the recruitment rises 12.5% despite ongoing challenges. It says the Defense Department's Armed Services branches recruited 12.5% more people in fiscal year 2024 than in the year prior, despite a challenging and disinterested recruiting market. You know why it's disinterested? Okay? Or why it changed and all of a sudden we've seen a rise of 12.5% in recruiting? It's simple. The U.S. economy was struggling. People were out of work. They didn't have a purpose, or felt like they didn't have a purpose. Now they do. The military has given people a purpose, a pathway. That's kind of where we're at. Because things were so bad in 2024 and the build up into 2024, people started signing up for the military. But experts believe that will flip and go the other direction here in the next 1 to 2 years. That's a problem. But it's the fact that the United States continues to provide money and support to other countries when we need to build our own defenses. We need more, just like this person saying, okay, right here. He urged Congress to reallocate resources within the Pentagon to better prioritize naval strength, nuclear deterrence, missile defense, and logistics. We'll see if it happens. But here's something I think is very interesting. The United States is looking at, many different wars that could happen. We know the war between Russia and Ukraine. That's nothing new. We know the war between Israel and Iran and Iranian proxies. That's nothing new. But the United States is still involved in both of those. Well, here's the reason why this is a big deal. According to experts, they say that China is building the largest military, humanly possible that we've ever seen, because they want to take back Taiwan. They want Taiwan. They will do everything in their power to take Taiwan. But President Biden and the United States, we vowed to protect Taiwan at all costs. We've also vowed to protect Ukraine. Experts believe that if it comes down to Ukraine and Taiwan, Taiwan is the bigger of the two. We need to protect Taiwan more than Ukraine, which means if China is planning on building this massive military, we need to be ready. And experts say we're not. Well, here's the other problem. The United States continues to provide more and more support to Ukraine. Look at this. It says the U.S. announces $5.9 billion in military budget aid to Ukraine. Yeah, it just continues. We continue to send more and more money to Ukraine. This is where experts believe we need to stop sending money to Ukraine, but in order to do that, we need to get Russia to pull out. Well, here's the other issue. According to reports just today, Russia rejects Donald Trump's Ukraine peace plan. Okay. Let me show you this. It says Russia has rejected parts of Donald Trump's proposed Ukraine peace plan. It says Russian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sergei Lavrov, says that Moscow is not satisfied with elements of the president-elect's peace plan that were revealed in an interview with the Time magazine and other leaks. Okay? Specifically this one. Delaying Ukraine's assent to NATO by 20 years and developing a contingent of EU and UK peacekeepers in Ukraine. All I know right now is that the United States does feel threatened because of what Ukraine is doing. But at the same time, we cannot back out of, feels threatened because of what China is doing. But we cannot back out of Ukraine at this time. We have 3 weeks. We got 21 days until Donald Trump is inaugurated as the next president of the United States. At that point, we will see what Russia really wants to do. If Ukraine is going to be left high and dry. if the United States is going to continue to support Israel. We're going to figure this out in the next 3 weeks. And as we do, as we get more information, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.